that the Prophet is told, "O Muhammad, when a pure soul dies, it is brought to me. Once it's brought to me, I ask of it, O soul, inform me of what you have seen in the world of mine. The soul trembles in my awe." At that point, Allah states, and it states to me, "O Allah, ever since I've recognized you, I have been mindless of your creation." Allah says at that point, "I swear by my might and my glory that I shall keep you in a place where there is no veil between me and you, not even the veil of 7 paradise, not even the veil of 7 Jannah." Just imagine, this is the price. And by Allah, when we are squashed inside our graves and crushed to pieces, and it is true, when we are burnt in the raging pits of hell, and it is true, it will all happen. There is no lie in there. It will all happen, and we are the creators of it. But once we are purged of it, and when we meet with Allah, we will say, "Oh Allah, all of it was worth it." In order to meet you, that arduous journey of crushing of the grave, burning of the pits of hell, it was all worth it if you have been the price. So the point is that it will become more and more difficult. Here we need to uphold another principle, and that's the principle of truthfulness. We're just going to touch on it, and we will continue with it tomorrow. The principle of truthfulness. Inna Allaha ma'as sadiqeen. Allah is with the truthful ones. When Allah says Allah is with the truthful ones, what do we understand? Do we understand that Allah at the end of the day, on the day of Qiyamah, will reward us? This is a very empty understanding. When Allah says Allah is with the truthful ones, it means it's a property of existence. When we say the truth, it increases existence and being. Imagine, the Prophet has said, the one who fears Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, Allah makes all else fear him. And the one who fears other than Allah, Allah makes him fearful of all else. It is that beautiful principle. And the Prophet has said, the person who does anything for the pleasure of Allah, even if it incurs the displeasure of the people, not only will Allah be pleased, but He will change every heart to be pleased with them. And if a person does something to please the people at the displeasure of Allah, then not only will Allah be displeased, but He will make everybody displeased. When Allah says, "Inna Allah ma'as sadiqeen," it is the most reassuring statement in the Quran. Just imagine, when we are growing, we may acknowledge our point of where we stand with Allah, but after that it is so easy to go and drift away in a false world. And of course, when we lie, we have to add another lie to it, then another lie to it, then another lie to it. It comes to an extent that it becomes a web of deceit, and we become totally lost therein. It's like the house of the spider, and weak is the house of the spider, as Allah says, "Inna awhanal buyut labaytul ankabut." The weakest of houses is a web. We have this tendency, due to our insecurities, due to our weaknesses from within, that we offer excuses. Even after acknowledging our state, and even after participating in the process of Tawbah, there comes a point where this process becomes very, very difficult. And in order to justify ourselves, which is our natural tendency, we come up with an excuse. Allah says, "Inna al-insan ala nafsihi basira, balil insan ala nafsihi basira, walau alqa ma'adhira." Man knows full well the truth of his own self, even though he advances excuses. When we advance an excuse, it's a convenience for us. It's a convenient way out to run away, to hide away from the truth. What we don't know is it's a disservice that we are doing to ourselves, because we are becoming enclosed again at that level of existence. A lie can only bring about restriction. But acknowledgement and truth is that sword, or is that light that shows the process of Tawbah, that this is the veil that needs to be broken. when we are truthful. You know, on many occasions people say things to me, and my state of arrogance is such that I will not listen to them. And at other points I will just advance excuses. And this is a disservice to me myself. And at times, in my emotional being, when somebody hurts me, the immediate reaction is to hurt back. But if I were to be very truthful, I can say to myself, even if they are wrong, if I were to reciprocate, I will be damaging myself further. And that is the acknowledgement, the truth. Truth does not mean only not to lie. It also means to be prudential from within, to understand that no, I need to tolerate, I need to be more tolerant. So truth is that torch that shows us when we are erecting limitations. Then we can do tawbah and we can break those limitations. Fariduddin Attar in his Tadhkiratul Awliya quotes an incident of truthfulness and tawbah, in which he states that a Sufi on a hot summer's day went and knocked on a door. A young child, she opened the door, and the Sufi said to her, "Give me cold water to drink." She looked at him and she said, are you not supposed to be a lover of Allah? How can you take pleasure in drinking cold water? That man said, this was the best thing that had happened to me, because it caused so much humiliation within me. It made me mindful how being a Sufi, being removed from the world, abandoning the world, had made me so complacent that I am a lover of Allah, and Allah brought this young child to show me my true place of humility. And there at that point he did tawbah and he acknowledged himself. Had he wanted, he could have easily advanced an excuse that cold water is the ni'mah of Allah, why shouldn't I drink it and thank Allah for it? He could have easily said that, couldn't he? But no, he arrived at the deeper truth that no, I need this humiliation to break me. And that is what Imam, the fourth Imam in his Makarimul Akhlaq also states, in which he says, "O Allah, do not raise me in front of people, but that you drop me within my heart to the similar extent, so that I may not become arrogant." So together with Tawbah, we have the whole process of being truthful. And Allah says, those who are truthful, they are with the Nabiyyin, with the Awliya and the Siddiqeen. And Hasuna Ulaika Rafiqa. It is the night of Hazrat Abbas Salamullah alayhi.